to improve your grades in school, there's a couple things that you can do on a day-to-day basis that'll help you improve. So current little background, I am in high school and studying has always been very easy to me. I've never had really any problems when it comes to studying. So I'm gonna give you guys a couple of tips and tricks that you can implement in your studying habits so that maybe this translates over to your test scores and for possible state tests if you guys have that. And for reference, I am a straight A student in school, so this information is not going to be completely coming from a random. So yeah, some may say that grades are not important now, and I know in high school it is very easy to get distracted and hang out with your friends and kind of push school to the side, but focusing on school now will make life easier for you in the future, so you don't have to scramble later in life. So for tip number one I have for you guys is effective time management. So for effective time management, I usually came home from school and I just would kind of push schoolwork off to the side earlier when I was younger. And then I started kind of realizing that doing my schoolwork right when I came after school, when I was still kind of in that zone, it made studying a whole lot easier instead of pushing it to the side for later and then getting distracted and finding different things that going on my phone or going on my computer, which made studying a lot harder then. What I would recommend doing is coming home, organizing all your materials, so from your subjects of what's most important to what's least important, or which will take the most time to do and what's going to take the least amount of time to do. So I start off with the things that will take the most amount of time, such as studying for a big test or having a big project to solve. And then I would focus all my time into doing those projects so that I'm not worried about doing them later. Later is the easy stuff, which we can get through like quickly. Another additional tip I have is trying to put your phone and other distracting items like your TV or your computer, try putting that to the side and just trying focusing on the task at hand, because I promise it does make the studying go by faster. Having good time management is going to help you down later in life anyway when you work a job, or say you want to become an entrepreneur and you want to become a business person. Having good time management is a good skill to have. The second tip I have for you guys is developing strong study habits. Well, what I mean by having good study habits is taking notes and keeping those notes organized as well, so that when you go back to check on them later, it's not like, oh, you're all scrambling trying to figure it out. It's about developing a good system that works for you and it's easier for you to check on in the future. Developing these good study habits will translate to your test, and when you see all the problems and everything, it'll be similar to the notes that you've taken in class. Another tip that I can give to you guys that I started also doing with my grades and interpreting text in school was reading more. Reading more allowed me to become quicker in my reading, and it also allowed me to interpret the text quicker. So on the tests, I wouldn't spend so much time trying to figure it out, but I would spend more time trying to analyze what the questions were asking me. So like to encourage the use of flashcards. I use Quizlet in school because it's much easier just typing in the flashcards, and there's a whole bunch of different study tools. But using Quizlet just made the studying go quicker, and it was more efficient. But if you're more of a hands-on type of person, you can do flashcards, or if you have somebody at your house that is kind enough to help you with your studying, you can just ask them to go over the materials with you. Third tip I have for you guys is being an active listener in class. Yes, I may know that class is really boring and you get distracted often because of your friends, but I strongly encourage trying your hardest to stay focused on the teacher and not talking to your friends, and trying to minimize it. Not completely not talking to your friends, but trying to minimize it as much as you can. Because when it's time to come and study at home and you were distracted at school and the teacher went over something important and you don't know how to do it, then you're screwed because you can't ask the teacher, and emailing it just takes too long. So by paying attention in class and like reduces the chances of you studying and not picking up on certain like tiny little things. Like I know you guys may understand the broad spectrum, but like little things and little pieces of information that you may have missed, you won't be able to get that information so easily. And don't be afraid to ask questions in class. And even if it's something that's kind of stupid, people ask stupid questions all of the time. If it's something that you're really struggling with, don't be ashamed. And if you're kind of scared to ask it in class, you can just ask the teacher towards the end of class, and I'm sure they will be willing to help you no matter what, because it's their job. That's, at the end of the day, that's what they're paid to do, help the students. And don't be afraid to use online resources as well. Studying for science, I know it may not be clear, so using like YouTube videos or other articles to help clarify the topic that you're learning is really effective. I used to do that a lot when it came to biology. The fourth tip I have for you guys is seeking help and support from friends or other students in class. Just like it's a good thing to have friends that make you happy, it's also kind of good to have friends on the side that are more smart if your friend group isn't like up to your academic level. But those friends, you can always rely on them to ask questions, and it's not awkward or anything, so it's not out of the blue when you ask them. You give them something and they give you something. So it's kind of a mutual exchange. It may not happen at the moment, but later down, if you ever need something, like, oh, they helped me in the past. And it's good to like check your work to clarify. Myself, I never joined any out of school tutoring. I just kind of stuck to the basic tenements that I've been talking about in this video. Like tutoring, I never really needed. Maybe it was just I just never really saw the need for it. But if tutoring is something that you do need, don't be ashamed of it. A lot of people need tutors, and it's something that could really help you in school. And the final thing I have for you guys is maintaining a healthy lifestyle. I encourage you guys that when you do study, I know you may be studying for a while, like you're trying to cram everything in. I promise there will always be time to study. And I am telling you, take breaks every once in a while, because taking that break, and don't take it for too long either, because then you take it for too long and you get distracted, you don't want to come back. I'd say like 10-minute breaks, 10 to 15 minutes, you get like a little snack on your phone and you're ready just to bang out the rest of that assignment. So then you finish the assignment and then you have all that free time to do whatever you want, talk to your friends, play games, whatever it is. This year I had biology in the morning. Eating a healthy breakfast before all my tests on the day of really did good for me when it came on the test. I was like fresh, I was not like hungry or anything. I was literally focusing on the test, and it improves your intention like so much. I remember I would not eat breakfast before my tests, and then I started transitioning to doing that, and I just saw like the translation from eating breakfast to tests. It really does work. And the final thing to add on to this is trying to be more active, going outside, hanging out with friends. It's good for your mental health not to just be stuck inside and studying all the time, as I know it is good to be outside in the sun, because it will help you study too. It'll help you regain your attention back to your assignments. So this is going to be the end of the video. I really hope you guys did find this video helpful. As a high schooler myself, these things I did talk about in the video, the tips, they really have helped me on my assignments. I managed to keep straight A's in all honors classes. They work for me. Really nothing much else to say about them except that they really are as effective as I make them seem. And also, if something doesn't work for you, feel free to change it up so it fits your lifestyle. Maybe you can't go out on a run, but maybe you can just sit outside and just watch the view or do whatever you want, get some fresh air. It doesn't have to be exactly like that. Try to do what fits your lifestyle, but don't start going too far off, because then the effects may not be as great. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below for more videos like this. I can give you guys more tips and everything. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and I'll see you guys next time.